No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to smack it raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not for those of the host. Such discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smackin Raw podcast, episode 248. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden, Matt Ritter. I am here with my co-hosts. First and foremost, directly from the beach, she is the shaman of Sheelite, the host of the Sheelite Showcase inside the mind of and in the crowd. And continuing her streak of not tying Vince, but being one behind Vince in the race for Pornhub Poppy, and also celebrating her first official Father's Day in 20 plus years, now that she is a Poppy, Miss Katie Kinsey, baby.
I hate you.
And of course, we have the Sultan of Spitter Swallow, Daddy Delgado, host of the Straight Talk podcast, and my friend, Mr. Vince Delgado.
I like that you added specifically your friend Vince Delgado at the end of like all of the titles. Like that's because that's the highest title one can have, is being Matt's friend.
See, I told you he likes that validation. But we did not come alone, ladies and gentlemen. It has been it's been about a week since we've had a guest, and I couldn't think of anyone better than Nick from the UW podcast. Nick,
sir.
Your podcast, you have Chris Dunn on, who is a former WWE writer, and you guys do interviews with some of like JBL, Malachi Black, formerly Aleister Black. That was a dope interview. Learned a lot there.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you guys love wrestling interviews, you want to hear from some of your favorite wrestlers, as well as someone who actually wrote and worked in creative, because what I love about your show is I got to learn a lot of how the creative process goes, because everyone sits here and they're like, oh, it's creative's fault. The writers don't know what they're doing, blah, blah. And that's not necessarily the case. We learn like there's a lot of red tape to go through to even get a idea started, let alone approved. So
it's been an adventure. It's been really fun. It's, we got a lot going on. We got Tony Chimmel. He's coming on soon.
Cool.
The Rated R superstar.
Nice.
Yes. So a lot of good things, but like you said, Matt, it's cool to hear the backstage, like the things you wouldn't think of, or like, for instance, we had somebody on, Andrew Goldstein, a former writer. He was only there for a year, but he got to work one night stand, that's fucking awesome. He got to work. He was on the jet with Vince pitching ideas, like those kind of things you don't hear. It makes, you being a wrestling fan that much better, because you just, I don't know, you love to hear that kind of stuff. So thank you. I appreciate it, Matt.
No, it's a great fucking show, and I love interviews.
Yeah.
So
that sounds interesting.
Cheers to that.
I thought for a second there you were talking about former Chicago Bull Chris Dunn. I'm like, wait, hold up. We had a basketball player on your podcast? That's cool. I'm like, what are the odds? What are the odds?
Yeah, Chris Dunn. He worked, he was like one of those comedy writers that Tony Khan tweeted about. I don't know if you saw that tweet, but he said, they hire comedy writers, whatever. But Chris Dunn's the dude. He's the man. A lot of good, like you said, Matt, it's good to hear that kind of story, because, we are wrestling fans, as much as we want to hear, what goes on backstage, we also want to hear from the people who are in the backstage. So
the ones we like to blame for all of the things that we don't like about wrestling.
Exactly.
To hear that they're just as frustrated as we are, and they're trying.
Yes.
So,
yep.
Let's get into some news and rumors. First and foremost, apparently, New Japan Pro Wrestling has something called a G1 Climax. From what I understand, it is the only uncensored Japanese climax you can pay to see on TV. So that's a thing. A lot of wrestlers in there that their names I'll butcher, and it'll be fun. But looking forward to uncensored Japanese climax on TV. I should have called the G climax.
There you go. G1, G spot. Yeah.
We'll talk about NXT. The last couple episodes were pre-recorded, so we're not seeing the fallout yet. But Two Dimes, one of me and Vince's family members, was released due to failing a drug test. Failed the drug policy.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
So apparently it's a one-time offense now, I guess. Like you fail one and you're out. Whereas
Jesus,
other people get multiple chances and then leave the company and
NDAs and
we'll get into NDAs. Also, leader of our family down with an injury, Mr. Tony D'Angelo, makes me sad.
That's what he deserves.
Sir, do not talk about your boss like that.
Damn.
That is the Don.
No boss.
That is the Don. Paige said she is not going to be renewing her WWE contract. She thanked WWE for all of the years that they have been paying her to literally do nothing because they felt bad about fucking up her neck. But she wants to wrestle. And she said, honestly, you'll probably see her in a wrestling ring again. And if WWE's not going to go let her do it, she's going to find somewhere to go do it. So I'm actually excited for that. I love me some Paige.
Yeah.
So
I know you do.
Yeah.
I dig it.
In all forms of Paige, NXT Paige, a movie about Paige, new Twitch page with the enhancements and tattoos and things. Xavier, all forms of Paige.
Up, she down, for the inside out.
I was gonna say what she did for that NXT title.
Oh, was it NXT or Divas? It was NXT.
No, it was the NXT title, and then they shortly replaced it after. Yeah. Rhonda said that the women's division backstage is all cupcakes and hand jobs, and I fully support both cupcakes and hand jobs. So, Natty's PR person Bob tweeted out saying that she doesn't even get out of her private trailer to come and get in there, and if she did, she'd see that none of the women really like each other. Blah blah blah. I much rather hear that it's all cupcakes and hand jobs. As a matter of fact, I would like some CTV footage of the cupcakes and hand jobs backstage.
You're sick.
Why am I sick? We're going to talk about that, Katie. We're almost
Cupcakes.
there. We're going to talk about you saying I'm sick.
Oh no.
Also, Brightside Biggie out of his neck brace.
Yes, yes.
Before we get to the big news, it was also announced today that brother of Earl Hebner, uncle of referee Brian Hebner, Dave Hebner, one of the twins that worked for WWE, that was part of that whole thing with that piece of shit Hogan, all of that. Dave Hebner has passed away. So rest in peace, Dave. And to the entire Hebner family, we send thoughts and wishes for you guys because that sucks. So, yeah. Last but not least in news and rumors. So I talked to Young Kings Wrestling, and for those of you who aren't listening to Young Kings Wrestling, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but they do something called Peasant of the Week. And I asked permission to do our very own version of Peasant of the Week, specifically because, as everyone I'm sure that is listening to this podcast has heard, there has been a lot of controversy around one Vince McMahon, his $3 million hush money lawsuit. There's a lot of things coming out about the board of directors being investigated for mishandling funds. Vince has stepped down. Stephanie is interim CEO now. Vince came out on TV tonight and eerily just said, the most important four things are the four words you heard in that intro: then, now, forever, and together. And then just left.
Yeah.
So we don't know what the fuck that means, but there's been a lot of discussion about all of this on Twitter. So I have decided to introduce a segment, one time only, called Dick of the Week, because it's the Smackin' Raw podcast, and why not talk about dicks? And Dick of the Week this week goes to you, the IWC. I thought you were going to point at me, Vin. No, the IWC, because as much joking and fun as people are having, which I love and appreciate. And here's the thing about it. They said that the relationship was consensual, that she was paid not to talk about it. Vince is a married man. It's a publicly traded company. Everyone that is out there judging Vince McMahon about his morals and the morality of his cheating, I need you to do me a favor. Check your browser history. Because if you are jacking off on Pornhub or getting off on Pornhub to anything that says cheating, husband cheating, wife cheating, office sex, anything that may or may not remotely have to do with that, if it is good enough for you to bust a nut to before bed, maybe you shouldn't be on Twitter running your mouth about the moral implications of what Vince is doing and calling him sick. That is his business. We don't know what's going on with Linda McMahon. Maybe she likes to watch. Maybe they're in an open relationship. It's 2022. She sat there for years in a wheelchair and watched Vince McMahon make out with women half his age. Like, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So let's not throw our own moral issues onto someone else because he's living out your masturbatory fantasies. These are the things that you are flogging your fleshlight to, that you are DJing, scratching the record to, if it's women. Like, these are the things you guys get off to. So why is it not okay for Vince to do them in real life, but it's okay for you to enjoy, in your browser history? That's all I'm saying.
Stand back.
There you go. Because he's going to, those fruits are blowing loads all over that fucking boardroom.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I think for me, it was just a little disappointing that he came out and he said, then, now, forever together. And he left. I mean, I don't know. I thought, don't do anything. Don't come out. Don't, say anything. But that's me. I don't know. Yeah,
I get what you're saying there, Nick, because when I first heard it, I'm like, is he going to actually address it? Some people, some of our friends in our group chat was saying like, oh, maybe he's going to go off and do his own pipe bomb or something. Then he comes out there, does what he says, just like basically talks about the 4 words in the opening signature of the show and then leaves. It's like he did that purposely to capitalize.
Say, fuck you. Yeah.
Well, I don't even think it was that, but I think he was trying to use everything, like all the news and controversy pop ratings, because everyone's going to be interested to see what's going to happen in that segment if he's really going to go off and have a whole tangent. But then also too, like maybe it was just like the man needed an ego trip, an ego boost, a pat on the back, and the fans cheered for him when he came out, and maybe that's all he wanted. Maybe he just needed the fans to fluff him up.
That is one way to look at it. I saw takes that because Vince may never be back as CEO, depending on what this investigation is, this may be the last time he's in front of a live crowd. So he took the opportunity to go out and feel the rush of that live crowd one more time. My personal thought is he came out and said, then, now, forever together, or then, now, forever together, to tell us that he's not going anywhere. We are going to be together forever. Like, this isn't us selling the company. This isn't anything. He emphasized together as in, he's not going anywhere. This isn't about.
I took him emphasizing together as in, we're in this shit together. So like, we're all getting investigated. Back me up. We're all in this shit together. We're all in this dog pop.
That's true.
That's how I interpret it.
Yeah. Well, what I thought was funny though was he was there for what, like 5 seconds, then, now, forever together, and then Ritter, your boy, comes out. Like, that's not what you want to do if you want to grab some ratings. So I agree with you, Ritter. I feel like it was this may be my last, or this may be, you know what, we're in it together. So I don't know, but it was just eerie because you don't see that in the NFL. You don't see that in NHL. You don't see that in MLB. You don't see that in soccer, football, whatever you want to say. You don't see the CEO come out and say, we're in it together, guys. Thanks for coming,
So, Nick, I have a policy that everyone's first time on the show, they get free passes and they don't get muted. If you ever call that man my boy again, I will mute you. We do not associate me with that piece of trash in any way, shape, or form, ever. But I will be enjoying talking about how he got smashed.
He's
later,
on Pornhub.
Is he?
I don't know.
I hope
Probably.
not. I'm still the king.
Next.
Ritter over Riddle.
Riddle.
Like I said, as long as Vince McMahon was having a consensual relationship,
That's the key there.
Yeah, I agree.
it wasn't with a minor and he wasn't fucking an animal. I don't care what he's doing. Like, go do your thing. Have fun. That's between you and Linda at that point. And your grandchildren and your daughter and your son that you don't love. Like, that's between you guys. You work that out as a family. That's none of my goddamn business. So as long as it was consensual, it wasn't any like sort of forced thing, which is what they are reporting. So as of now, if it becomes something else, we find out it wasn't consensual and all this, the story will change. I will stop joking about this and we won't have fun with it anymore because then it's a serious subject. But if she agreed to do this, and if she agreed to also, for whatever reason, sleep with John Laurinaitis, and I don't know why that would ever be an option, but to each their own. Spit roasting in the conference room, however it went. Like, I'm fine with it. Like, do your thing. I'm not here to shame you. I'm not like, I don't care about the business standpoint of WWE and how it makes a CEO look. Like, that's his personal life. That's his personal sex life. Maybe don't take the money from, the company. Maybe, pay out of pocket so that shit can't be traced. Let's not have
supposedly it was paid out of pocket. I
heard it was a fuck around and find out fund that was on the books.
Fuck around and find out
terrible.
fund. No, well, the reason why I'm still kind of weary on it because I'm still trying to wait for more details to come out because this person could have like accepted and like taken the money, but at the same time, it could be a scenario where like that felt it was either I take the money or my job and like keep my job, or I don't take the money and then my job's at risk. That because like it could technically be consensual without it being full on consensual. Like I don't know if I'm making any sense here.
It is my understanding, and again, like you said, we'll find out more, is that when the relationship ended, so it was not discussed what happened between them. She was given the money and an NDA saying, hey, this is for you, never speaking about this again. But while it was going on, it was consensual.
Wasn't because I'm trying to draw a parallel to like the whole Ric Flair plane ride from hell situation. Didn't that like stewardess also have an NDA like with the whole scenario, or am I just like remembering that incorrectly?
I don't remember.
I don't think she had an NDA. She might have, but that was more something. That was a different situation of, hey, we assaulted you, sorry, here's some money, please don't talk about this, as opposed to now that this relationship is over, you can't discuss any, like maybe Vince is into some stuff that he's worried about getting out. Like maybe he likes anal beads or getting his salad tossed and he doesn't want it out in the world. Like, you ever seen Sopranos? The Italians, like the old Italian guys, they don't talk about eating pussy. Like it's looked at as weak amongst the older Italians. Like, if you eat pussy, then you're a bitch. Like, that's how they look at shit. So maybe it's something like that. Like, he's worried, if they find out like I like getting my salad tossed and using anal beads, they'll think less of me, or they'll think like he's a 70-year-old man. Like, you never know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a situation. It's a situation.
Until more comes out, what we're told is it was a consensual thing. And like I said, if it's not, then we'll revise our stance, or I'll revise my stance on it.
Yeah.
I'm more intrigued about Stephanie being appointed temporary CEO
interim
CEO and chairwoman of the board, because she just technically stepped away voluntarily for like leave of absence to be with the family, and then it's been like maybe like all of 1 month, maybe 2 tops, and now she's back with a different title, which kind of lends to like the rumors that maybe she was forced out.
No. So actually what I've been seeing going on is the allegations first happened back in April before she took her leave of absence. So the idea or the thought process is she took this leave of absence knowing that this was coming and her role was going to change.
No. So that's not what I meant. Because some people were saying that the reason why she took the leave of absence was actually because she was being forced out, and this is a way to like make it seem like she wasn't actually forced out and she did it on her own accord. That's what I was getting at.
Right, but what I'm saying is it doesn't lend credence to that, It's more so she was taking time off with her family because she knew her role is going to change drastically and she was going to have to step in for her father because all of this stuff was coming out. Because again, back in April, we found out about this. And as it was coming to a head and they were setting court dates and everything, it's probably like, all right, I'm going to take this time off, go home, spend some time with the daughters, cupcakes and handjobs for Triple H.
Yeah.
Make sure everyone's happy and satisfied. You know, he can only handle an old fashioned. He's got a bad ticker now. Like, can't rock his world anymore.
Yeah, I just feel like this is a show I've seen before, right? Succession, like, right? I've seen this. This is crazy, but it's happening in real life. I mean, power to Steph. I feel like she is, you know, the right person for this position. But again, we go back to it. We need to know more information, and we don't know enough information to make that kind of, you know, I mean, we can make an opinion, but we don't know exactly what happened. So it is what it is. But Steph is the right person. Where's Shane, you know? Crying in the corner somewhere. Underground. He's underground.
Raw underground. He's recreating his own Raw underground somewhere.
Yeah.
He's probably like fifth in line for that spot. Like it was Stephanie, and then it was Triple H, and then it was Nick, and then it was Linda, and then it was Shane.
He's Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Nick, would you like to start with swallows or spits today?
Let's do spit.
Oh, you want to start with spits? What was your first spit of the week?
I think it's got to be Lacey Evans. I'm just not sure what they're doing with her. I mean, I love the passion. I love the promos. I thought maybe it was too personal, but I don't know. I don't get it. She's Raw, she's SmackDown, she's Raw, she's SmackDown, and she was on commentary tonight, and it was just bad. I just don't know what they're doing with her. Again, I love the story. I think it's heartwarming. I think it's great. I think it's what you want to hear from a face. But I don't even know if she's a face. I'm confused.
So the rumors were, well, first off, we ignore Raw SmackDown because for my own sanity, there is no brand split. If we discuss that there's a brand split and people go to shows, I may lose my fucking mind. I've already lost all my hair and my mustache. So like, can't handle that shit. So we're just going to pretend like there is no brand split because that's what WWE does. It was said she was going to show up on Raw as a heel, and then they pivoted back and put her back on SmackDown as a face. I don't know why they're jumping back and forth and can't figure it out. Maybe they didn't think that the message got as received as well as they wanted it to originally. And then when she came out and still got cheered and they planned to make her a heel, they're like, all right, well, maybe it was better. Who knows? There's a lot of shit going on over there. I'm not feeling it. Like,
not even in the ring. Not even in ring. It's bad.
She qualifies for Money in the Bank.
Yeah, what?
Over Xylee of all people? Disrespectful.
Yeah.
Trash.
Racist?
Yes, that was racist. I agree.
I
100% agree.
Yeah.
Everything about Lacey Evans screams racist to me. Not intentionally. I just get it from her. Like her.
I don't know. That mesh bodysuit she was wearing for all that stuff did not scream racist.
And that's weird too. She's supposed to be a hero, but she's wearing a Lita thong. It's like, what? How am I supposed to look up to her if she has something like that? You know,
I mean,
Lita was a hero, and I looked
her.
100%.
Yes, she was a hero, but I'm saying in her position, Lita was not military strong. I am, the blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like they're different characters. Lacey should be wearing. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I feel like she should be covered up.
That's not an issue. I don't think so. I think that's
for me, character wise, it is.
Okay.
I'll spit on that.
I look at that more as, especially now where we are, it lends more towards like the body positivity for women. Like she worked hard to get to where she's at. She had a child. She's showing it off. She's proud of herself. She's a strong woman who's secure in the way she looks and comfortable in her own skin. And I'm perfectly good with that. The
she's
character
wearing
though,
camo pants, isn't she?
Yeah, she's wearing camo pants.
That's military.
Yeah, all for her. But I'm just character-wise. I'm not saying personally. Like character-wise, she should not, in my opinion, she should not be wearing that. But that's just me,
So I think it fits her character perfectly because her name is Lacey, so she should be wearing lace. I think it fits her character. I think she's leaning into the
connecting
name.
the dots, my man.
There you go. There you go. I Scooby-Doo that shit, you know?
Yeah, I dig it. She's
But her
beautiful. Go ahead, my bad.
I was gonna say her being the first to qualify for Money in the Bank and then coming out and saying it like 5 times on commentary tonight. Oh yeah, I was the first to qualify. I'm not better than anyone, but no one's better than me. Like it's not working for me. I'm worried that they're gonna let her win Money in the Bank because of the way they've been pushing her, and I really hope that doesn't happen. But
well, just even like commentary, like that is your spot. No one else is getting that. That night, Lacey has that. You're there with McAfee. You're there with Cole. Let it out. Go, gung ho. Just say what you want to say. And she just didn't do anything. It was like disappointing. I want to hear it, and I didn't. So she, not what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. She was regurgitating a lot of the same stuff she's been doing.
Yes, and Pat was trying to push her too. Trying to get her.
He should have literally pushed her off the commentary table.
Yeah.
Just like literally, just get out of the commentary booth. Get out of here. Just like Jericho. Both of them. Just get out of here.
Katie, where do you want to go with your spits?
So because I watched all wrestling this week while I was at the beach. The stupid fucking pose off on Raw. What? Why? That's what we're doing with Lashley? Really?
Not the first pose off he's been involved in.
And that's a problem. But that was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you close Raw with?
There you go.
Why?
Yeah.
It was terrible.
They made it originally sound like it was for the US title, and I don't think it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't. But that's obviously the path they're going down is Lashley in theory.
Vince wanted to get off, so
yeah.
I mean, can't blame him. Just look at Bobby Lashley.
I'd
take a swing at him.
But maybe put my glasses on. I'm not feeling the pose off. It's not the way to close the show. I didn't need Austin Theory squirting in Bobby Lashley's eyes and blinding him.
That was weird.
I'm an advocate for lube. I think lube is a great thing. Way too much lube in that segment. Way too much lube.
Yeah.
Too much.
Too much lube can be an issue.
Terrible.
Exactly. Terrible. If I am allowed to jump back to SmackDown, I want to spit the fact that Drew McIntyre and Sheamus last week, they didn't have a decisive winner as to who advances to Money in the Bank. And the decision was, you guys both get in Money in the Bank. I was like, what was the fucking point of doing the qualifying match last week if you guys were going to just have them both in there? Have them both have each individual qualifying matches that they win and get 2 other members from the SmackDown roster to get on TV.
Yeah.
Like
do best out of 7 again.
Yes, do a best out of 7.
Yeah, with Sheamus.
Yeah, go ahead. I can see Sheamus,
who was that with? Who was that? Sheamus and who?
Cesaro. That's how they formed their partnership with as the Bar.
We are the Bar.
But I don't know. It bugged me. I don't know.
I'm with you on that.
I'm with you, but I'm also swallowing the fact that Drew McIntyre whooped Sheamus's ass after that because I enjoyed that part.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre is just
anytime Drew whips out his giant metaphorical dick and shows up on my TV, I'm a fan. So
anytime Drew McIntyre is shirtless in jeans, that's all I need.
Don't get me started about shirtless in jeans.
All right, calm down.
I don't think this should be any surprise, but my first spit is Matt Riddle ruining a fine moment with Paul Heyman by begging to be murdered by Roman on Friday, which he was. And that will be a swallow. If Riddle loses, he can't challenge for the title again while Roman is champ, and he did lose, which is a big swallow. But Riddle's existence is a spit. Riddle interrupting, Riddle being the next thing to happen after Vince on SmackDown is a spit. The Street Profits getting involved in this and saving Riddle's bitch ass from the beatdown that he rightfully deserves from the Usos is a spit. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins palling up with Riddle is turning me on them, just like they did match Shitty Kids. Like, I could have been down for MSK if they kept them away from Riddle, but it ruined it, and now they're match Shitty Kids. Street Profits are on the same trajectory. If they keep coming out and palling up with Matt Riddle, they're going to be on my shit list, and I'm spitting them every week. It is what it is.
Also, the fact that he thinks he's Randy Orton.
Moveset, theme music.
Oh.
There we go. Moveset, theme music. He beat Ciampa. Like, Ciampa had a great thing where he just came out and fucked people up. Why'd you have to put him in a match and let him lose to Matt Riddle? Like, that was no fun.
Of all
That's
people.
a spit. Yeah. Of all
Matt
people.
was so pissed off about this spit that his camera froze and his internet shut down for like a
Literally.
second.
I had to slap it and get it back right.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, no, first spit for me is going to be Matt Riddle. But swallowing Riddle losing and never being able to challenge for the title as long as Roman is champ.
Woo.
I'm gonna tag team on that, and I'm gonna spit the fact that Tommaso Ciampa is losing and isn't doing anything on Raw. Like, this man went from like being the core and like one of the mainstays of NXT to just being the glorified enhancement guy and henchman for Austin Theory and The Miz. And it's like, dude, you could be doing so much more with him.
It's a shame.
Could be, should be, won't.
No.
I feel like Ciampa probably is envious of Peter Dunne being called Butch. At least he gets to be on main roster and hang around like Sheamus every single week. You know, that's a win. That's a win. At least Pete Dunne has that going for him. You know,
they really should have put Ciampa in the Executioners with Rhea, Finn, and
he would have fit.
Or even with Gunther, that would make sense. Just something, but not singles.
I mean, his name is Tommaso Ciampa. He is. I mean, he doesn't have the accent, but
he could.
I'd send him back down to. I'd send him back down to NXT and put him in the family with Tony.
Yeah,
let him be Tony's top guy.
Hell yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm in.
What's your next spit, Nick?
Wardlow. I mean, it might be from 2 weeks ago, but Wardlow saying that he's going to wait for Punk. It's just bullshit. I mean, last week he powerbombed 20 people. They just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like, I don't want to blame Tony, but it just doesn't seem like they know what they want to do with Wardlow. Wardlow should be the main star. He should be the marquee. He should be on the posters. He should be the ice cream bar. He should be on the brochures, the tickets, the sales, whatever. He should be that guy. And now he's going to wait for Punk? What? No. I spit on that. That's bullshit.
So I spit the fact that he's waiting for Punk. But I also understand why. I am swallowing Wardlow in general.
Nice.
Destroying 20 men. Mood. And he's getting a TNT title shot. So he's gonna get gold. It's just not the gold we want him to get.
Yeah.
So I'm spitting the 20-man security guard match because he was pinning people who were face down and shoulders weren't on the match in stacks of like 4 guys.
Yep.
And I was not okay with that. Like, I get it. It's fun. They're security guards, blah, blah, blah. But like, at least choke out everyone or don't just throw 4 guys on top of each other where only one guy's shoulders are on the mat and then have the ref count. Like, what the fuck? I get the refs in AEW do whatever the fuck they want, make up their own rules, but like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, at least when Roman stacks people up, both their shoulders are on the mat. So
and I'm pretty sure WWE did something like this a while ago. Wasn't somebody Bobby did it? Bobby did it, where he was beating up a bunch of dudes and stacking them and pinning them. And we talked about this. This was a couple years ago, but I remember
Thunderdome.
It might have been. Maybe Santino was involved. I don't know. I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure I have had this gripe before, and WWE was doing it. And I think it was with Bobby Lashley, where he was just like pinning multiple guys on top of each other, and not their shoulders weren't touching. So it's not the first time we've seen it. There's maybe a precedent for it, but fuck that shit. I don't want you pinning 4 to 5 guys. Like, I get it. Man meat sandwich, all for it.
Yeah.
But not for pinfall.
For me, it's just unbelievable. Like, he's your top guy. Don't wait for Punk. Go get it. And I understand, like, it makes sense. Wait. That's probably what they had planned, right? Katie, that's probably what they had planned. Wardlow Punk. So now they're waiting. And it's just like, I don't want to wait. He's the man. Give it to him.
Punk shouldn't have the title anymore. Period.
Yeah.
What?
I'm like, whatever. I don't care.
He just won it, so like.
Yeah, but he's gone. He's injured. Take it all.
He'll come back. He'll be all right.
Listen, Koki Khan, relax.
You heard how Tony defended CM Punk.
Yes.
I understand, but it's okay, Phil. You'll get it back. It's not our fault you got hurt your first match.
Don't jump into the crowd, Phil.
Yeah, that's probably what fucked it up.
I spit on that.
What fucked it up. He hit his knee on the barricade.
I don't condone the idea of like what they did with the interim championship for the TNT title when Cody left and that 1 week interim champion. That was stupid. In this case, I'm okay with it. WWE can have an interim CEO. They can have an interim champion. Like it is what it is.
Those are the same things.
It's absolutely the same thing.
I don't think they are, but you know what? Agree.
I think they serve the same purposes. I'm gonna spit the fact that I don't like. Maybe I'm in the minority here, but I don't think Wardlow's the top guy. Wow. I don't think he's the top guy. I don't think he should have the title. I don't want to see him with the title. He can have the TNT title. He can have the new All Atlantic Midwest.
That's not what that title is.
Dynamite title.
Whoa. You do not insult that beautiful new championship. The new AEW Intercontinental title. All right.
I didn't. No. I didn't.
Not you, Vince. Vince was calling it the All Atlantic Midwest.
I don't actually know.
Taco Bell Championship or whatever the fuck you said.
I didn't say Taco Bell. I said All Atlantic Midwest because I actually don't know what the official title is.
All
the title.
All Atlantic, right?
You're adding more than you need to.
I thought they had more stuff in there that I just couldn't remember.
I think
but
it's North Dakota, South Dakota,
North Dakota,
South Carolina or something.
Yeah.
Peninsula title.
This is not the ICUP Global Hungry Man Championship. All right, that's not what
that has
is.
More prestige than the All Atlantic Middleweight Championship of the world. But no, like honestly, like Wardlow, he can have that title. He can have the TNT title. Like if he gets the world title, that's fine. I mean, I don't. It's not gonna affect my life in any kind of way. But I just don't see him as a world champion. I don't care enough about him.
I agree and I disagree with you. I don't think he's a world champion yet. I feel like he is very much where Batista was early on in Evolution, and I feel like they tried to kind of force that issue a little too soon. By breaking them up and trying to recreate that whole thing with MJF and
did see the parallels Wardlow. There. Yeah.
With him, like I feel like they pushed it a little too soon. I definitely think he should have a decent mid-card title run before he moves up. So at that point, I'm good with it.
He just seems like Ryback to me without
like all
that toxic.
No, come on, Vinny. No.
Hold up. Let me expand and clarify. Not the Ryback the person, the push that Ryback was getting as a wrestler in WWE, but I never really saw that Ryback even still being a world championship contender. Ironically enough, would have been facing CM Punk. That's just kind of where I see it. Like I think his plateau is like upper mid card, challenging for the world title. Maybe gets a run or two, but I never see him as like the face of your company. My personal opinion. I can be wrong. I have been wrong in plenty of times in the past, but I can be right here.
As a person, Ryback is a piece of shit. However, when he was getting that push, before I found out how unsafe he was and how he was hurting people and all that thing, I was all about feed me more. There was a point in time where I wanted to see Ryback win that championship. They got me behind him. I could have seen Ryback as champion. Now I realized why he wasn't, and I'm absolutely good with it. But when he was in the heat of that run, there were times where I wanted to see him win that title. So if you're comparing his push and then you take out the toxicity of what a piece of shit person Ryback is, so like you give me the Ryback push, but for all we know, a good person, then I'm behind it. Throw the strap on him. Like,
are you blocked? Who's blocked? Anyone?
I'm actually not blocked by Ryback.
Me either. I don't even have a conversation with him.
I have Ryback blocked. I am blocking Ryback, so like it's the reverse. It's the reverse Uno card with that one. You know, I got him before.
The only guy I am is JBL, and I interviewed him. He never once liked anything, and I was just I don't know, but
I am not blocked.
What's your spit, Katie?
Jericho.
In general.
In general, That hair versus hair match, fuck that. That was terrible. Him on commentary, him trying to think he's a wizard. I do not care. Now, my co-host loves Chris Jericho. Don't know why. I can't fucking stand the old bastard, and I really wish he would just go away.
Yeah, the whole wizard shit is terrible.
It's
cringe. Yes.
It's awful. It really is.
Is it?
Why?
It's a disgrace to any and all wizards.
Yeah.
Harry?
Dumbledore is rolling in his grave right now.
His many graves. I feel like he has more than one grave.
Yeah,
Listen,
I don't mind it.
More power to you. I can't stand him.
I'm with you on spitting Jericho. I'm with you on spitting the Jagoffs. I'm spitting the fact that they reunited Sammy with Jericho and had him rejoin the Jagoffs.
I'm with you on that.
I'm spitting the fact that he came out dressed as Fuego, which, by the way, right after Fuego did the thing Fuego did, when they closed, I knew it was Sammy. Like, as soon as I saw like the chin, I'm like, oh, that's Sammy. That's not Fuego.
Mm-hmm.
So I was not fooled very long. But I'm also spitting the fact that for whatever reason, he had to be on this Forbidden Door pay-per-view. And now he's got an alliance with the Suzuki Weapons Manufacturing Division of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And that they jump Mox and Tamagotchi.
Yeah. I don't get it at all.
And I swallow Tanahashi.
Terrible.
Who?
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
Hiroshi Tamagotchi.
Tanahashi.
Don't know who that is.
Tanahashi.
I'm not gonna do it, Matt. I can't do it.
Mr. Rabato. I don't know.
So yeah, no, I'm spitting all that shit. I'm with you on that. That's
spit it, baby.
Everything with Jericho. Vince.
Vinny.
Did you not take notes? Or are you just spitting off the top of your head?
No, it's just like I'm kind of confused because we're going from one show to the other, and I think last week we were just kind of like going like from one show to the next and stuff like that. So like that's why I'm just like
it happens.
What do you think is going to happen when Mr. Warren Hayes comes on here and all he wants to talk about is New Japan Pro Wrestling?
You're probably going to spit a lot of New Japan Pro Wrestling while I swallow most of it.
You and I are still going to be talking about Raw and SmackDown and NXT and whatever else we watched.
Mm-hmm.
So get used to it, Buttercup.
Well, I'm going to jump back to SmackDown then.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and spit the fact that they did this whole Roman Riddle match on SmackDown. Him smashing Riddle was the obvious right result here. But it's like they did that, and then now they're bringing back Brock Lesnar. So I guess that's my main spit. It's Brock Lesnar, them circling back to Brock Lesnar versus Roman, and it's just like, this is like the fourth or fifth time we've seen it in the last year or two.
What else are they going to do? Cody Rhodes is injured. Randy Orton is injured. Yes, Katie?
If only they didn't put Lashley in this stupid fucking feud with Theory. Lashley could have gone after Roman.
What happened to Drew? Like I know they're waiting for like the UK
Clash
show,
at the Castle.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like
Money in the Bank. He's in the Money in the Bank match.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they tied their hands here because they could. Is Shinsuke legit injured, or is he like kayfabe injured? Because if he wasn't kayfabe injured, like they could have done Shinsuke versus Roman.
I think he's next week. It's a qualifying match, right?
Yeah,
like Shinsuke or somebody.
Oh, I didn't see.
I don't know.
Bobby just can't be the guy. He's not good with the mic. He's not good on the mic, and as much as he is amazing, and I want everything to do with Lashley, he can't be the top guy. He just can't. He needs MVP to be the top guy, or somebody to speak for Bobby.
Yeah, well, Brock's not the best on the mic either, and
yeah, but he's just
even without
different.
Paul Heyman,
he's over. He's over differently than Bobby.
He's charming. Like Cowboy Brock has been one of the funniest shits that he's ever done. Like it's probably his best work yet. But I don't know. I think I'm just I'm not spinning the fact that they did it. It's just like I'm spinning the fact that that's what they had to do because they didn't properly plan it. This was Roman's first title defense of the unified, undisputed Universal Championship since WrestleMania. Yeah, I know it's a mouthful. It's okay. mouthfuls. That's what they're supposed to be doing. But he hasn't defended the title since WrestleMania. That was back in April. We are now in June. Yeah. It's been a whole 2 months, and you haven't defended the title, and 2 pay-per-views in between, and you haven't defended the title. He's not even defended.
He also hasn't been on TV.
And he hasn't been on TV. He hasn't defended on Money in the Bank. We gave Brock and WWE a lot of shit when he used to do all this stuff. And I get it. Roman's earned him his time off and all that other good stuff. But if you knew he wasn't going to be on TV, why the fuck put both your world titles on him? The world titles don't mean anything anymore because they're non-existent.
What is he going to do after? Go ahead, Matt.
No, go ahead, Nick. No.
What is he going to do after this? Like, he got F5 and what? He's gone? What do we, when do we see him next?
Well, that match is for SummerSlam, so.
Oh yeah, yes.
I'm gonna read you a tweet that I found from one of my favorite Twitter users, at Matt Ritter. That's at MATTRIDDR. It says, "Listen, I mean, if Riddle gets moved to the back of the line, I don't care. I'll take Brock, Goldberg, Rock, Austin, Triple H, Mick Foley, El Torito, Zach Gowen, Santino Marella, anybody versus Roman." As long as Riddle's at the back of the line.
Please don't mention Bill.
Smart guy.
Please.
I will take Bill over Riddle. And if you disagree with that, I'm going to bring up what you said on your show.
That was out of context. I was taken out of context. I'm with Katie here. Taken out of context.
Who's next?
Goldberg.
Stop. I don't like Bill.
It's supposed to be Cody. We'll see how long it takes Cody to come back. Possibly Drew taking it off him at Clash at the Castle, or at least one of the titles if they decide to split them up.
They're not going to.
But we've been waiting for that.
They're going to bring Undertaker out of retirement.
No, they're not.
During the whole pandemic thing, he won the title and all that. And we're waiting to see that happen again. I don't know if I want to see it.
As long as it's not Matt Riddle, I'm happy.
My whole, again, it's just like, I guess like this is just my whole issue is the fact that both titles are on him. The whole point of building up Roman is this big unstoppable heel is that eventually someone was going to get that rub from beating him, like a Big E or a Keith Lee or a Drew. It doesn't look like any of those guys are going to get those titles. Like, doesn't seem like anyone's even planned or penciled in to be the guy to finally take the title off of Roman. It could be Cody. Uso. See, that's another one. I want Jey Uso to be a singles guy and break away from Jimmy. Like,
But what's wrong with Roman having the titles, right? Like, Bruno did it. Roman can do it.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Bruno was wrestling in this day and age. I'd be sick of Bruno holding the titles.
Totally different. Yeah. What, wrestled Madison Square Garden only? Like, I don't know the schedule, but it's obviously different.
My issue is that he has both world titles. He's holding both main events, for lack of a better word, hostage. And then they don't show him on TV every week. They doesn't seem like they have a legit plan for him. That's my issue. If there was like a plan for it, like there was a road that we knew we were going to, or at least a story that was being told, I'd be on board. I'd be along for the ride. But doesn't.
There was a road, but he got injured.
Boom, there you go.
Thank you.
Ritter, I got one question. I always see you drinking out of that cup. What is in the cup?
Mostly it's water. Today it's zero sugar Dr. Pepper.
Got it.
Nice.
Cheers.
I don't drink alcohol. Not like DUIs or anything like that. I just spent a lot of time at the bar, and a lot of my buddies refused to not drink. So I ended up being DD. And then I got sick of dealing with drunk people. And then I just kind of got sick of going out and drinking. And I dig it. My wife doesn't drink. So yeah, it's almost always water.
My wife doesn't either. So I get it.
You should pour Hawaiian punch in there.
Okay.
That's good shit.
Yeah, good shit right there.
Drinking the Kool-Aid, Matt.
Well, since you brought up the Kool-Aid, my next spit has to deal with a man who's very apt in handing out Kool-Aid. He is a cult leader. He is one of my favorite members of NXT. One of the few people I would accept Roman Reigns losing to, along with Braun Breaker and Solo Sikoa. It's Joe Gacy, but what I'm spitting is the fact that the Red Velvet Cakes, the Dyad, wrestled in their gear, and we didn't find out who the fuck they were the entire time.
I found that so strange.
It was very anticlimactic and disappointing. Vince, you can dirty talk later. Unless she's got cupcakes for that hand job, I need you over here.
I feel like that's the title.
And this is what I was talking about.
Actually, the title is supposed to be Cupcakes and Handjobs. So
yeah, buddy.
No. The fact that they didn't reveal Jill Wayne Gacy's to the Dyad members and they had him wrestle in the red velvet cloaks and shit like that was very disappointing. I was very interested to see who the fuck these guys were. And like Katie said, very weird seeing them wrestle in that getup.
If I was them, I'd be pissed. I was like, can I just show my face now? It's probably so hot in there too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the king. Mystery. Never know.
I love it.
Maybe it's a whole like role play type thing where like they're submissive to Joe Wayne Gacy, and that's why they don't reveal the robes until Joe tells them it's okay.
We're going there.
You're thinking a little too hard about that.
I don't think we're thinking hard enough about it.
I don't like to think about Joe Wayne Gacy. Thank you.
I think you're the only one here. I think me and Matt can like sit here and talk about Joe Wayne Gacy for a hot minute.
Oh, I know. He wants him to be the next fucking Jonestown. We talked about this with Queen PR.
And I love it. I love the idea.
Nick, swallow or spits.
I got the referees holding the ladders. I cannot fucking stand it. I understand it's safety protocol. I get it. I understand it. But it's just, I don't know. There's just like two guys holding the ladder. Just doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to see it. I just don't get it. So might be a small spit, but I hate it.
I get it. The refs are supposed to be impartial. They're not supposed to be steadying the ladder so someone can get up and win. They're supposed to be keeping an eye on the match and making sure whatever is going down is going down and all of that. And there's got to be a better way to do it.
Yes.
I feel you on that.
Spit it, baby.
Katie.
So I only have two left again because I watched everything this week. I'm spitting Jay White. What? Don't look at me like that. So if it's not gonna be Hangman, it's not gonna be Cole. Why are you teasing all of this shit with Jay White now that he's champ? Hangman said he just wants to face Okada, regardless of him being champ. Fuck off, Jay White. Like, what does it matter?
Okay, you be nice to Jay White. He did
nothing
to you.
I will not. I do not care.
I actually am swallowing Hangman's promo. I agree with you. I sincerely thought in that promo he was saying, when he said the sentiment is the same, that it's not about I want the ICUP Global Hungry Man Championship, that it is 100% about I still want to wrestle Okada. That's where I thought we were going. But your boyfriend decided to come out and jump the gun and make this all about him like he likes to do. And then, and this is the part that I'm swallowing, has Swiss Cheese Stay White come out, break his heart by being like, yeah, no, we're friends, but it's my belt. Fuck you. I'm really the leader here. And Cole's up there like, hey, man, don't do this. Don't do this. I think we're going to get a triple threat match between the three of them. I think that's where it's leading to. I do. I think it's going to end up being a triple threat.
That's what I wanted with Okada.
Wasn't Adam Cole supposedly injured though?
Cole is injured actually. So
is
we don't actually. Yeah, it's his. Oh God, what did they say it was? His lumbar. Don't hold me to that. I saw reports on it, but he is injured. So is Brian.
You gotta check his lumbar. Get it?
Huh.
I'll be here all night. Thank you.
I like what you did there.
So I think we're leaning that way, and maybe not. Maybe we end up getting, because we don't know how long he's going to be out. He's still on TV every week, so he's probably healing. Maybe we get Adam Cole versus Swiss Cheese Stay White for the ICUP Global Hungry Man Championship. And then we get Hangman versus Okada or Uganda. I'm sorry. Look at you. Got me fucking up his name.
I'm so sorry.
Katsukuchi Uganda versus Hangman could still be in the books. Jay White says Uganda's not going to be at the Forbidden Door. So Swiss Cheese Stay White said Katsukuchi Uganda is not going to be at the Forbidden Door.
Say that again.
Swiss Cheese Stay White said Katsukuchi Uganda is not going to be at the Forbidden Door.
I'll be there.
I got
live.
this. Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
You'll be in the area.
Yes, sir.
You like hesitated. You're like, that's nice.
I'll be Clark Street.
I had to make sure because I knew it was in Chicago, but part of me was like, wait, is it in Chicago for a second? Yes, it is.
Chicago.
Chi-town.
Chicago. To kind of add to it, man, like I don't know, I'm spinning the fact that Hangman thinks he deserves a match. Like, dude, you fucking lost. Like, you disappointed. You didn't show up in assless chaps. You're like losing your title left and right, and you think you deserve to face the world champion. It's like, what are you doing here, man? Like, get out of here.
Losing his title left and he lost the title once.
He lost one match.
Maybe left and right.
Maybe left and right. No, but like
after the 2 lariats from Punk, right? Left and right.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks for the assist there, Nick.
Do not help him.
No, but okay, honestly, like I'm not looking forward to him versus Jay White. I'm not looking forward to him versus Okada. Okay, I can't remember the names you make up for these people, man. I just
very simple.
I'd rather see Jay White versus Adam Cole. I'd rather see Okada versus
Uganda,
Bryan Danielson or CM Punk or literally anyone else. Like,
it's like you're not even on the show.
I am, but it's just like, dude, I can't do it. I can't keep up with the names.
On the show. Yeah, he's not on the show. He's dirty talking with his girlfriend. He's not paying attention.
What number of balloons is that? 30? 20?
30. 30.
Okay.
Yeah, I turned 30. Oh,
God bless you.
I'm gonna need you to get over your obsession with not being able to see Hangman's ass cheeks. I thought we moved on from this. I thought you had a whole new thing.
Yes, yeah, but we're not on my swallows right now, so I can't talk about that.
Okay, so then shut up about Hangman.
No,
I'm gonna spit down the hating ass NXT. Oh no, wait, Vince, it's your spit.
I said my spit. I'm spitting Hangman thinks he's entitled to a match.
Yeah, but that was also in relation to Katie, who was also spitting Swiss cheese, stay white, and all of that stuff. So it was unless if you don't have another one, I can go. Like,
no, I have one. I think I have one for sure. I'm trying to think if I had another one for AEW or was it NXT, but I'm gonna spit the fact that I don't like that AJ Styles versus. I wanted AJ Styles and Seth Rollins in Money in the Bank, and I hate to have to choose between one of them. Like, I'm glad that Seth is in there because he's one of my favorites to win the whole match. But I would have loved to see AJ in there, and I still want AJ to win Money in the Bank at one point in his career.
He still has the chance to be in the match. We don't know.
I don't know. I'm never one of those, like, unless they do like a second chance triple threat or fatal four-way.
They've done before.
If they do that, that's fine. But it's one of those cases where it's like, if you lose, you shouldn't get like multiple chances. Just like I was upset where like Drew and Sheamus technically both lost, yet they both got rewarded. Like, it's almost like they were in on it the whole time. It's like, hey, let's like not have a clean finish so we can both get at it. And if we don't get at it, we'll just tear this shit up until we get at it. You know, just seems like shenanigans to me.
I am going to swallow the fact that AJ Styles went in that locker room and punched Seth right in the mouth for Edge or for Cody.
You're swallowing that, you said?
I'm swallowing AJ Styles punching Seth in the mouth for Cody.
Bullet Club for life. That's what that was.
And that he was talking all that shit holding the sledgehammer. I enjoyed that too.
Oh, so we're switching over to swallows now.
Vince, I know it's only been a week. And we had this discussion. And the discussion was, when we're doing spits or swallows, someone brings up a subject, and then we talk about that subject as a whole. So if I have swallows for what you spit, when we talk about it, I talk about what I'm swallowing from the segment.
All right.
Should I write you like a reminder note or something?
No. That's
how
fine.
We do this.
You need bullet notes, like.
No. We'll find.
Remember, I didn't want to talk about the same subject 2 or 3 times. I just wanted to get it all out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
How the show works. How are you fucking the show up? Destroying the show. I am spitting the hating ass NXT crowd for booing the Don. Like, what the fuck was that? I don't know what they have 2 weeks in a row booing the Don of NXT.
All that damn Kool-Aid Joe and Gacy's giving them all.
Yeah.
Something.
Can I swallow that then? Because I love that they're booing Tony D'Angelo, and that's probably why he got hurt. Like, I'm glad.
Unlike your boy,
Damn.
Santos, I'm gonna
Getting
need you
heated.
both to just like accept the fact that you lost and fall in line. Like this is where we are now.
No.
Stop standing in the back being
No.
upset and angry. Like you lost at the pay-per-view. You lost your first match as part of the family. You don't really have a leg to stand on, sir. Stop looking so grumpy. Maybe take some direction from the Don. Maybe take some direction from the Don, and you might start winning some shit.
I don't know. If we take directions from the Don, we might just all end up in the hospital and just keep getting injury after injury or get released. Wow. So
winners. I don't think Don. What?
I gotta swallow or spit. We get Will Ospreay on United States U.S. television, and we're gonna get him against Freshly Squeezed. Come on.
Like, we've been on board with a lot of things here, but I will not take any Orange Cassidy slander.
You don't want to see the top 5, in my opinion, wrestlers in 2022 go one-on-one with Freshly Squeezed. I don't want to see it.
I don't want one of the top 5 wrestlers in Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy going against
one
of the bottom 5 in Will Ospreay, because I don't think Will Ospreay's that good. I don't even think he's top 15, top 20, top 50.
What?
Like, so I don't think he's that good.
Ritter, come on, help me here.
I'm gonna land in the middle between the two of you. I'm swallowing Dax versus Ospreay. Ospreay gets his name because he is part of a group with the greatest wrestler from New Japan, the Great Okan. So anyone associated with United Empire is now officially getting their real names from Matt Ritter. Great Okan is the leader. He just lets Will Ospreay pretend to run things. That's why he's great. The fact that I got Great Okan on my TV, the United Empire came out. The fact that Average at Best Friends left Chucky T in the back where he belonged to come out and do their thing. Like, I'm swallowing all of that. Yeah. And the Dax fucking Ospreay match was a banger.
Dude, I think it's the match of the year. I said it on my last stream. I think it's the match of the year. As I know they only had 700,000 viewers. That was fucking phenomenal. That's what I want. That's wrestling for me.
But here's the thing. I am actually okay with Orange Cassidy versus Will Ospreay because I enjoy the character of Orange Cassidy, but I also see where he turns it up and he shows that he can actually wrestle. Like, he is the most average looking person that you could ever find. There is nothing outwardly spectacular about the way he looks. And we are in a time in wrestling where there are a lot of great wrestlers. So no matter how good of a wrestler he is, he's not going to stand out among everyone else just for his wrestling ability alone. So he found a niche in his character where he created a great character that allows him to be fun to watch. But when he needs to turn it up and prove that he can wrestle, he can. And I think someone like Will Ospreay will bring out that side of him that we saw against Kenny Omega and stuff like that, where the great wrestler comes out. So I actually think that's going to be one of the more fun matches from Forbidden Door, honestly.
Yeah. Do you want to see Drew Gulak go one-on-one with Roman Reigns?
Yes, 100%.
Well, technician. Take the technician away from Drew Gulak. I don't know.
Yes, just entertainment value alone, it would be fantastic. He's gonna give Roman a PowerPoint presentation
maybe not
on how to be a better tribal chief and how to
what about
be
Garza?
the proper head.
Hold on. Garza versus Roman.
Oh, you must not know me. I want to see Garza versus Roman too. Like, that's big meaty men slapping me right there. There you go. Everyone takes something.
Like 5 minutes ago, you heard me say I'd rather see El Torito face Roman than fucking Riddle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Garza, fucking Gulak, R-Truth, Dana Brooke.
She's a gem, though.
R-Truth versus Brock is still a match I want to see, a program I want to see.
Yeah. I just don't want to see it. I want to see Ospreay so good in the ring, a one-on-one with somebody that's, I don't know, I don't want to say better than, Freshly Squeezed, but somebody that is competitive, like Hardwood, Dax. Like, that was phenomenal. That's a pay-per-view match. I get it. I understand. He's coming back. He's, freshly squeezed return. Wow. Awesome.
He got a bigger pop than Ospreay did when he first showed up in AEW.
I'm just an Ospreay mark, so.
I get that. I just don't care for Ospreay. So We can't agree on everything here, Nick.
Yeah, agree to disagree, Vinny.
Sure.
Vinny.
Katie,
Finger
what's
gun.
your last? You said you had 2 spits. You got one
Yes.
left, right?
This is my last one. Baron Corbin and Maggot Moss. What the fuck? What? Why are we still doing this? I
how
thought we
much
were done
more
with
can
this.
we take?
We can't do much more. Am swallowing Pat McAfee though, because Pat McAfee's a goddamn gem. Getting the crowd to just chant bum ass Corbin again.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get bum ass Baron Corbin 2.0?
Probably.
Hopefully.
But we might also get Corbin versus Pat McAfee, which I would actually be okay with.
Yeah, which I would take. Yep.
I want McAfee in the ring again because he's good.
Yeah, he really is.
100%, 50-50 on that with you.
I'm
the match.
Yeah, spit the match. Yep.
Spit
the program.
But maybe the lead up and all that. Yeah.
Swallow everything Pat McAfee.
Exactly.
Baron Corbin.
Yeah, but I'm agreeing with Katie. Like that, like the whole Madcap Baron Corbin stuff. This is like what, their like 6th, 7th match already in the span of a few months, and it's
At
like
least
I'm done with
after they both have tried to kill each other.
Like
yeah,
like what
What
was
else
it?
did
The
we do?
last laugh standing.
That's a good fact too.
What was it called? Like
It was-
Last laugh.
Yeah,
Like
last laugh
wasn't
match.
laughing.
It was
exhausting.
I mean, how many
mentally
times
exhausting.
can they like put each other away before it's like, okay, good.
You guys
cool.
don't have anyone else.
Goodbye.
Like-
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Thank
you
you.
don't.
Well,
They do. They just don't utilize
Yeah.
them.
That's
I had a sexual assault. Pat McAfee, you're on next.
Oh my god.
So you're out of spits. Vince, how are you doing on spits? Because I got
No,
4
actually,
left.
that was my actual last bit. Was like the
Okay.
Madcap Baron Corbin stuff.
Do you have any more spits, Nick?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, then we'll bang out my last 4 and we'll move on to our swallows. I'm spitting Cameron
Let's hear it.
Grimes challenging Braun Breaker for the title of Great American Bash. I loved Cameron Grimes in the I won the lottery and I'm kind of a lovable idiot role.
Yeah.
His North American title run didn't really, like, he put on banger matches, but like the character development, the story didn't really do it for me. And this new returning heel fun sucker version of Cameron Grimes, I'll see how it goes, but right now I'm not really feeling it. Like, he doesn't really work for me as a heel. Like when he was an obnoxious, happy, basically he does Happy Corbin great, whereas Corbin does it terrible, and he does bum ass Corbin terrible, whereas Corbin does it great. So like they're the exact opposite of each other. So I'm not excited to see him take on Braun Breaker, even if the match is good. I don't think they're going to mix up well.
I think they'll mix up pretty well.
I don't know. I'm spitting that. Spitting Jurassic Jim's interview, the match against Briggs with no one at ringside, and Robert Stone being more useless than a lush with no batteries.
Yeah. What is that? What is he doing? Like,
basically, Sophia Cromwell is now his manager. Like, she's running the show and giving it. So why is he there? And for any of our listeners who don't know what a lush is, you guys familiar with a lush?
Yes.
You are familiar with lush. Vince, can you tell us what a lush is?
Give it here.
That was full cap, huh? Yeah.
He's at
okay. Yeah.
Lush is a sex toy that cam girls use that can be remote controlled and programmed for tips, where it vibrates based on the tip, and would not work without a charge of batteries. So again, Robert Stone is as useless as a Lush without batteries.
The more you know.
The more you know. So it becomes more and more informative every
what
week.
was his name in
right.
Impact?
Robbie E.
Robbie, yes. That's when he was good with
how do you know
what's
that,
his face?
Because he was doing the stupid fucking Jersey Shore gimmick where he was like Paulie D,
with,
Robbie E.
Jesse.
Yes. I
He's
saw
now
very
the
little bit of that.
champion of Al Snow's organization.
Gotcha.
I'm spitting Fabian Eichner re-debuting as Giovanni Vinci. Why are we re-debuting him as an Italian character and not putting him with the family? Like, why do we need this weird this works for the maximum male models. So like, why not have him called up and make him a maximum male model for Max Dupree?
Well, that's a spit. We've been hearing 3-4 weeks. We haven't heard the model
supposed
yet.
to be a thing.
Yeah,
I'm looking. I'm
Sorry,
waiting on the models. Maybe he has yet to discover them. Maybe that's the issue there. but I'm actually swallowing Giovanni Da Vinci Code or whatever his new name was. I like Fabian Eichner. He was one of my favorites from the Cruiserweight tournament when it first came out. I like that he's having a singles career here. I thought he should have been paired up with the family before they became a family, before Deuce and Domino were added as a tag team. But yeah, why not? I like the entrance. I thought the entrance was good. Like the Gucci inspired gear was solid. I'm swallowing it. I liked it.
So if I got this right, you cannot get on board with the names that I've created for Japanese wrestlers, but you have no issue whatsoever just insulting someone for being Italian.
Wow. I'm sensing a theme. It's pretty fucked up.
No, it's not that I can't get on board. It's I can't remember the names you give them.
That is not, I don't believe that for a second. Last bit, Shayna losing to Raquel. I don't give a shit about Raquel, and I really wish they'd do better by Shayna Baszler. Yep. She has never won a singles title on the main roster, despite the fact that she's one of the most dominant NXT women's champions of all time. Two-time women's champion down there. And I don't get why they haven't figured out how to use her or do right by her. And I'd much rather see her get a shot at Money in the Bank than Raquel. So
no printer.
What do we got for swallows, Nick?
Gunther, the new IC champion. Phenomenal. And you know what? I'm going to swallow that they didn't bury Ricochet too. It was just a great match overall. It showed his dominance, but also showed that Ricochet wasn't, a weak champion. He was going to put up or shut up, and he put up, but he lost. It was a great match overall.
He put up and got shut up with a chop to the chest.
Chopped and loved it.
They also had a really good promo tonight where clearly the mouthpiece Ludwig Kaiser, whose finisher should be the Kaiser roll, is doing most of the speaking for Gunther. But
okay,
I feel like that felt very much like the Imperium stuff that we were getting down in NXT. It felt like we were kind of getting back towards that. They even talked about the mat being sacred, now the title being sacred, and the idea that they might actually start with Gunther treating this title like it means something.
Hopefully.
Big plus two. So
I'm swallowing that because Gunther feels like he'd actually bring some prestige to the Intercontinental Championship.
Yes.
Yeah, so
it's Katie's turn, so just
okay. I thought it was me next. Never
it's
mind.
Literally a rotation. It's Nick, Katie, Vince, Matt.
Come on.
We've been doing this for about an hour.
Wow.
You've been jumping back and forth.
Sir, I have no idea what's up with you today, but you are not on your game.
Order.
It's all those balloons.
There has literally been an order this entire time. I have gone in a circle.
Starting with Pokemon ball?
That is a Pokemon ball.
Pokemon ball pinata.
Gotta catch them all.
That's the thing that he couldn't pull hard enough.
Yeah, and his girlfriend left.
How you doing?
I am swallowing the team of Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan.
Yes.
Matt wants it. I want it. They won the match. They're both in Money in the Bank. Like, if you get rid of the women's tag team championships, big mistake. And then you start making tag teams. Make it make sense. But if we're going to do tag teams for this eventual tournament, it's in quotes because it's never going to happen. Alexa and Liv is a great addition to that division. Also put them with Judgment Day.
I agree. No, 100%. I've been talking about it. Pretty Kyle tweeted out and said he doesn't understand why everyone want Alexa and Liv together. And I think he actually quote tweeted someone who's like, is it just because they're both blonde and hot? And while that is part of it, because they are both blonde and hot, they're actually character-wise fairly similar and I think would mesh well. We've seen both Liv and Alexa do Chucky cosplay in their gear. Alexa do Freddy cosplay. They both enjoy that horror movie aspect, which is a big plus with me, if you can't fucking tell. So their gear for fucking pay-per-views and shit would be fire. And we saw them work together in that Fatal 4-Way and now as a tag team, and they seem to mesh and fit really well together. I think they could be a great fun team. So fucking give it to me. Let them do Money in the Bank. I would like to see Liv finally win Money in the Bank and maybe do something with it, but it's probably going to be Lacey or Raquel because WWE, whatever. Then let Alexa and Liv be a real fucking tag team. Start bringing up and building tag teams and get us that tournament. That was one thing we didn't talk about, by the way, while we're on the subject, is Sasha may or may not be gone from WWE. There are rumors going around that her lawyers are trying to get her a release. There were rumors that she was released. Nothing has been confirmed.
Yeah.
Vince.
Yes.
Now it's your turn.
Vinny.
You're up in the rotation, sir.
My turn to rotate, it seems that way. Speaking of fantastic teams and good tandems and whatnot, I'm gonna swallow the Young Bucks winning the tag team titles from Jurassic Express. I really like that match. I wasn't feeling Jurassic Express as tag team champions anymore, and it just kind of felt like Christian was just their mascot. So like it's a double like swallow if I'm allowed to do a double swallow here, double like spit.
We're gonna do this one more time. If Christian is on the team of Jurassic Express, anything that has to do with Jurassic Express and the Young Bucks, whether it be his manager, what happened after the match, anything on the subject of that, you are allowed to talk about now because that is the topic that we were on, Vince. Like you did an entire show where we did this last week. Did you get high before the show? Did you take edibles or something? Like,
no.
How are you so lost?
No, because I'm saying I'm swallowing the fact that the Young Bucks won. I'm swallowing the match itself, but I'm also want to swallow Christian turning on Jungle Boy, attacking him and turning heel. It's along the same thing. They all are connected, but it's two double separate swallows. That's what I was trying to say. Like if I'm allowed to double swallow here, and I'm going to swallow two separate things that are connected that happen.
They're not separate things. It's one segment. You can swallow all of it. You can swallow as many times about one. If you want to swallow each Young Buck individually,
swallow.
If you want to swallow Christian, if you want to swallow ladders, anything that involves you can swallow as many things in the subject. We're not coming back to talk about this. So yes, get everything about this subject you want to swallow. And now I am not swallowing the match because I did not give a fuck about it. I didn't give a fuck about it when the Hardys were involved. I didn't give a fuck about it. I don't care that there's so many tag teams out there that could have won those tag team titles that I don't think the Young Bucks needed a second title reign that haven't held the tag team titles yet that I think deserved it. I am swallowing Christian turning on Jungle Boy. So I'm riding with you on that. And the interaction after the match between Jungle Boy's mom and sister and Christian, which great. Fuck Jungle Boy. Can we get her sister on TV more? Like, let's do that.
Stop. I have something to say.
Yes, go ahead.
Something else you forgot to mention during news and rumors about your least favorite Hardy Boy?
So, since they were supposed to be part of this match, Jeff went to AEW, got another DUI, got arrested.
Yeah.
Could be seeing jail time. And as I've always said, I don't want to see anything bad happen to anyone. And I understand that addiction is a real thing and it is an issue. I do take issue with everyone making this about WWE versus AEW and, AEW has a more lax policy and that. Listen, he was doing that shit when he was under the drug policy of WWE. This is 100% a Jeff Hardy thing. Yeah. I'm not rocking with the blaming Rebby and blaming Matt for Jeff's problems, blaming WWE or AEW for Jeff's problems. These are Jeff's problems. They're his demons. It's his addiction to deal with. This is 100% on him to A, deal with, and B, fix if he wants to fix it. I am not blaming companies or people for the issues that are around him. And I may never want to see him wrestle in the ring again, but I do hope that he is healthy. He has a wife, he has kids, and I want him to be able to be healthy and sober and spend time with his family.
Yep.
Sober, I am not.
So do you have anything else about Jungle Boy and Christian, Vince?
No, I think we covered it.
In the Bucks. All right. My first swallow is going to be Becky. for Monday Night Raw. She requested a 24/7 title match just for an excuse to whoop Dana Brooke's ass while declaring herself for Money in the Bank, and I loved it. Asuka coming out and kicking her ass. Becky yelling at Alexa for screwing her at the 2017 Money in the Bank, which I was there live for. Like, as she's leaving, she's like, "You screwed me over last time I was in Money in the Bank. This is your fault." Like, everything Becky's doing because she's Seth for the women's division.
Yeah.
And the fact that everyone got all worked up and, oh my God, I can't believe they're putting Becky in a 24/7 division. This is stupid. And then she's like, I don't give a fuck about this title. I just want to fuck Dana Brooke up for last week. And did it and talked her shit while doing it. Huge swallow.
Yeah. And that was an aggressive match too.
Did you see Dana Brooke's face afterwards?
Yeah.
Yes, Vince, you've got a look on your face.
No. It's fine. No,
sure?
go ahead. Yeah. Go. We're moving on. We're moving on because I've already slandered everyone's swallows so far.
Nick, what do you got for swallow?
Yeah, Jay White's promo. It was just phenomenal. I don't know if you guys seen it. Did you guys see it or hear it?
I heard it.
Where was it?
Yeah, it was New Japan Pro Wrestling. He won the title, and then he went off on AEW. He said, because of me, AEW exists. And as much as it's, not true, it's cool to hear. He said, I beat Kenny. He left. He went to AEW. I did everything in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and everybody left because of me. And now I'm coming back, and I'm going to kick ass. And I just thought it was phenomenal. I loved it.
I have enjoyed what I have seen from Swiss Cheese Stay White. My thing is, I don't watch anything that doesn't happen on either AEW or WWE. Like, I've talked about this before. People will be like, "Oh, you need to go check out New Japan because of this match and that match." But I don't watch wrestling for the matches. I watch wrestling for the stories, the drama, the entertainment aspect of wrestling. Right, you can give me 100 good matches, but it's not worth me sitting down and watching an entire show just for good match after good match. I need something more substance. So I didn't go. I have not been to the theater to see Dominion. I heard people liked it. I didn't realize Jay White cameoed in the movie, but that was cool. So
yeah.
What? Doesn't NJPW stand for New Jurassic World / Park Movie?
There you go.
Wow. I'm very proud of you for that one.
What did you just eat?
These are nicotine pouches.
Nice.
They're a supplement, so I don't smoke.
You don't smoke anyways.
Hey, listen.
Oh. Hey, you
come
said
on. Is that a spit swallow?
Not while I'm on the show or in the house. So
I dig it.
Katie, swallow.
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley.
Are we surprised? I love her. Her in a suit. Her and Bianca. It's gonna be great. That whole back and forth with her and Bianca. This is what we need. Rhea's gonna take the belt off Bianca in Judgment Day. The leader of Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley, is going to hold a title again.
Well, that's also my swallows. I was swallowing Bianca's promo. Bold prediction, by the way, that Rhea's going to win that match. We will see. Hopefully both in shorts all day.
Once again, we'll see.
I was swallowing Judgment Day's promo where they explain that there is no leader. And that's why Edge got kicked out, was because he's like, hey, don't follow the crowd. Yeah. Don't do what people tell you to do, and then put himself in a position where he was bossing people around and expected them not to fuck him over. Like, Edge screwed Edge, and I loved that promo by them.
True. I'm just in my heart. Rhea's the leader.
Yeah.
All matters.
So, them explaining the Sexecutioners and their dynamic and all of that, and then Bianca's promo on Rhea, big swallow. I enjoyed all that shit.
Uh-huh.
Agreed.
You don't want to shit on that, Vince? You're not going to shit on Rhea and Bianca?
No, because I love Rhea and Bianca.
Did you watch Raw this week?
Yeah, I watched Raw. I had to go back and rewatch some stuff because it was going on at the same time as the finals, but I rewatched a lot.
What's your next swallow?
Hiroshi Tanahashi taking his shirt off. just that in general. Hiroshi Tanahashi taking the shirt.
Tamagotchi.
Thank
Just
you, Katie.
shirtless.
You're welcome, Matt.
Hiroshi
If you
Tamagotchi.
continue to do this, I might just have to give her an extra point for keeping kayfabe alive, like, and being part of the show. Like,
you don't correct Nick when he goes ahead and like pronounces like
Nick is a
JY.
guest.
Nick is a guest.
There is a difference. You're on the show every week. You know how Matt is. Oh, I'm sorry. You're on the show every week. You know how Matt is.
I don't see why I'm being vilified here.
I'm just saying the fact.
I feel personally attacked personally.
I feel like everyone in the cafeteria after listening to this episode will let you know why you were being vilified this episode. I'm sure you will get plenty of feedback from Reek and Justin.
Okay.
About why.
I look forward to it. But no, I'm swallowing him taking his shirt off. I wish he went and continued to take more articles of clothing off in the middle of the ring. Funny enough, like something the Hangman should have been doing, but neither here nor there.
So you're spitting Hangman for not showing his ass cheeks, but didn't you say you were spitting the fact that he didn't take more clothes off?
I'm swallowing the fact that he did take his shirt off, shirtless. Okay. Hiroshi Tanahashi, love it every single time.
Because on Twitter, I thought you said you were mad he didn't go far enough.
Pretty sure he did.
I said he shouldn't have stopped at the shirt, and I put the Jackie Chan gif from Rush Hour where he's like, "Slow, baby, take it slow."
I'm swallowing that we're gonna get motherfucking Elias, and I'm so excited about the prospect of Elias showing up and Ezekiel also possibly being there. Or whatever they do.
Something.
If it's a midget, I don't care what they do. Damian Sandow, like, the whole thing is, every time I think I don't care about this feud anymore, they add something new and they bring me. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Literally,
my man.
Like,
everything
I'm
about
so
it.
excited.
And you look at it, KO's there for a reason, right? Like, he resigned, they trust him.
Yep.
Boom.
See, Kevin Owens is the GOAT now.
I love him.
Yeah. No, Matt took my next swallow right off from my mouth, man. That whole Kevin Owens Elias thing, like Ezekiel stuff, like, I fucking love it. I can't wait. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do next week. That's literally the main reason I'm tuning in for Raw, is to see how they pull off this Elias Ezekiel stuff.
It's gonna be fantastic.
I'm super stoked for that. Nick, what do you got for swallows?
John Cena. I mean, come on. We have to bring it up. You know, he's coming back. The Summer of Cena 2.0. I'm not a huge Cena fan, but I respect what he does in the ring. I respect what he does outside of the ring when it comes to donations or charities or anything like that. He's up there. He's Mount Rushmore for WWE. He's up there. I'm stoked. I can't wait.
And they fucking need him right now because all those top stars are dropping left and right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But
I
will
would rather
he come
see
back,
Cena versus Roman instead of Brock.
Wow, we've already seen that.
We've seen.
I don't
Brock
know if he'll come back
Roman already
full time, Nick, but I think he'll come back and at least fill in a gap until we get Cody back. Randy sounds like he's going to be out for till maybe next year, so we might not see him again.
But I mean, like, after like the investigation, like, he's Hollywood, right? Like, what do they tell him? Like, I don't think you should go back. This whole, shit's going
I'm assuming
down.
He's got a contract with WWE. He has signed some sort of money deal. He is obligated to do something. So maybe he doesn't stick around. Maybe he comes in, he does his appearance, and then he has his match, and that's kind of it. And he stays away, but he'll at least show up for what he said he was going to show up for. And they're also, like you said, heavily promoting the amazing things that he does with children and all of that stuff. So,
and the promo, with that song.
Remember the name.
Listen,
there you go.
I am spitting that.
Why?
Because it's 2022. You can't find something at least semi-relevant to play for John Cena. Like,
John Cena is nostalgia. That song is nostalgia.
I love Remember the Name. It's a great song, but it's fucking 2022.
Something Stupid. No, I agree with you. Yeah. Yeah, it should be something modern. It should be something that, 2022, but anything Cena, I dig. Yeah.
What about astronauts in the ocean? We could have played astronauts in the ocean. Like, let's do that. It's at least somewhat.
Yeah. That's somewhat my swallow.
Katie?
The Creeds. Hell of a match. Again, because I totally watched it. I love the Creeds, and them actually just being like, you know what, we're gonna defend our titles against friends, because they're allowed to have friends, because fuck Roderick Strong. Like I said, I love the Creeds. They're kind of keeping that tag division alive, because where are the rest of your tag teams? Kind of just falling
They're
apart.
rebuilding that fucking tag division from the ground up.
Yeah. Well, they are diamonds in the rough.
And I'm with you. I'm swallowing the match. I'm swallowing the fact that Roddy got caught in his own BS after scolding Ivy Nile for hanging out with Tatum Paxley and saying, we don't run from fights. We don't do this. We don't do that. And the Creeds are like, hey, I got you guys a match next week, so you can do this. He's like, yeah, no, my ankle, this and that. And they're like, no. What did you just say, motherfucker? You're going to go out there and you're going to do it. Like, that whole thing, the fact that Ivy and the Creeds are like slowly turning Roddy's manipulative bullshit on him and sticking it back in his face.
As they should.
Because he was mad at them for shaking hands with their opponents afterwards and almost doing their own little version of Ring of Honor. Like, hey, that was a great match. I respect you. Good job. We won. Like, good for them. Like, swallowing all of that. I'm 100% on board.
Vince?
Damn, I lost my train of thought. What was my next one? Tag matches. The main event of NXT 2.0. Toxic Attraction versus Team 2001 and Indy Hartwell. That's my next swallow. I just like all six of them. I like the match in general. Like, that was probably my favorite match of the entire show.
Not just that, but Vic Joseph repeatedly calling Toxic Attraction a three-headed monster. I've never realized how sexually appealing the idea of a three-headed monster was until he said that. So, like,
a monster that gives you head 3 times at once.
There's this thing, I don't know if you know, it's called Rule 34. And Rule 34 essentially says that if it exists, there's a porn about it. Yep. So if three-headed monsters exist, I'm going to go check that out as soon as we get off the show.
That's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Great.
But yeah, no, that was a fun match. It was a great match. I still think Indy's the solo and Roxanne and Cora are going to be the tag team.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it was a fun 6-woman tag match, and all of that Vic Joseph stuff just kind of amplified it for me. I'm swallowing Apollo's package, and not his package, but the package that they did where like he's chilling at a diner and he's explaining why he wanted to go back to NXT, and then like in his mind he sees himself beating the shit out of some dickhead and then gets up and goes to beat the shit out of the dickhead for disrespecting the waitress. Like, if you're gonna take away everything you built from Apollo on the main roster where he was doing his kind of WWE version of the Uha Nation thing, and you're going to repackage him, this is a fun repackage. And I like the prospect of Apollo wrestling these guys down in NXT, because he's a great wrestler. He's an entertaining fucking dude. And they weren't really doing anything with him on the main roster after his US and IC title run. So why not bring him down here where, honestly, as much as I love NXT 2.0, you're missing a little bit of star power. And guys like Apollo, we've seen the Viking Raiders, even Dolph Ziggler kind of get
AJ.
A little bit reinvigorated by coming down and working with these guys. AJ, exactly. So I'm all for this. And I thought the package was cool as shit. So I'm excited to see what Apollo does in NXT.
Apollo.
What do you got, Nick?
Ric Flair's last match. As much as I love
wallowing Ric Flair's last match?
Yeah, man. Come on. As much as I top one, probably number 1 or 2 favorite matches of all time. HBK, Shawn Michaels. I'm sorry, I love you. WrestleMania. I think it's cool. I think he's getting in shape. He's getting back to maybe not as, Ric Flair-esque as he was back in the day, but I don't know. I think it's cool. He's selling shit. He's doing the best he can. So I'm swallowing that.
This man has a pacemaker and is trying to sell tickets at $200 a pop for a Viagra on a pole match. I am not feeling Ric Flair's last match. Like I can't do it.
This man's gonna die in the ring.
I would like him to ride off into the sunset.
That's what he wanted to do. Yeah. I disagree.
I can't pay $200 to see that. I can't.
I'm not going to either. I just think it's cool that he's promoting, that he's going through with it, as much as he had his last match with the WWE, then he had his last match with TNA and Impact, and now he's going to have it with NWA and Crockett Promotions. I don't know. I dig it. I love him. I love Ric Flair, who he is, and as many flaws as he has with, similar to Jeff Hardy and whatever.
Womanizing.
Yeah.
Sexual assault.
Come on. I swallow Ric Flair, baby.
You're not the only one. There's about 10,000 women that did as well. And maybe a couple guys. Who knows? Katie, what's your next swallow?
The North American title scene in NXT. Carmelo Hayes. Goddamn. Solo Sikoa. Baby Uso. Probably Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo.
Hey, yo.
Definitely not Santos Escobar, because
definitely not Santos.
Well, he might have to be considering Tony D's injured, so he might not actually be in that North American title picture. Santos might have to step up.
Technically in it as of this week, he was in it. So don't crash my dreams.
I'm looking into the future.
Yeah, I have not looked into the future to see who wins that match. So for all I know, Tony could walk out North American champion and have to drop the title. And if that's the case, we're still getting Solo versus Waller, where Solo's going to smash Waller. And then after that feud goes on, Solo can then move on to Mello, and we'll get Solo versus Mello for the North American title. And hopefully, if Mello is still champion, Solo takes it off him, and we get a nice run for Solo, because he is the guy right now for me.
Yes.
Down in NXT. Like Mello and Solo are probably the two top talents wrestling wise down there for me.
Great.
Vince, swallows.
I have one last swallow. I'm gonna swallow the Seth Rollins interview that he had. I forget what's the dude's name? Kevin.
The British guy.
Yeah, the British. Yeah,
I like him.
I like him. He has a charm about him. I don't know what it is about him. He's very likable. But I like the whole interview. I just, man, I'm really feeling Seth Rollins right now. Like, him and Cody Rhodes are two of the best things on Raw, and now it's Seth Rollins by himself. Like, aside from like the Judgment Day, which I'm still like waiting to see how it turns into, because like I like the members involved, but I actually love Seth Rollins' character work. He's probably one of the best characters right now in WWE, and I love that he just sat there in the chair in front of Kevin and started jerking off Triple H's sledgehammer. So like that gets a swallow for me.
I mean, I agree. I talked about it earlier. AJ doing it for Cody and punching him in the mouth.
Yeah,
but you were swallowing that AJ punched them and stuff, and I'm swallowing Seth in general. I'm just swallowing Seth.
Same segment.
But
no, I agree with you.
Oh, it's from Moon Knight. It's a Mark Spector shirt.
Spectre.
Yeah.
Swallow. No, I'm kidding.
I'm swallowing Spectre. I'm swallowing Miro, getting the win in the opening match of the All Atlantic. Like, I enjoy the belts. I like the idea that they're gonna have their own IC title.
It's a cool belt,
deal.
yeah.
And Miro getting the win. I want to see Miro win the whole thing. Like, I still don't understand how Japanese people are going to be in the All Atlantic title thing from New Japan, because that's in the Pacific, not the Atlantic. Neither here nor there. Whatever they figure out. I want to see Miro win this thing. I'd like to see him be the inaugural All Atlantic champion, and him getting the win. Big ups to Miro.
Hell yeah. Love Miro.
Some Lana.
Yeah, we could use some Lana. Absolutely. What do you got for swallows, Nick? Anything else?
One more. Swallow all of you guys. I love it. Seriously.
We can pass you around.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. I don't really have much other than that. I mean, I think we swallowed enough tonight, right?
Almost. I got a few more things. Katie,
Let's
how many?
hear it.
What do you got?
4 more.
As do I. So maybe they're the same 4 things. Let's find out.
There might be. Specifically Ortiz, because after he lost the match, even though Sammy got involved in all that shit, cut his hair while he's just like talking, just fucking shaving it. Him and Kingston are great. So specifically because I don't know what the fuck Santana's doing right now. We don't know where he is. So the fact that Ortiz is getting his time to shine, I'm all about it. So big swallow.
Cheers to that.
Ortiz.
My next one is Tony defeating Britt Baker and getting a win.
That was my next one.
On Dynamite.
Yeah, buddy.
Doing something with Tony Storm over there. Big props to them. I'm excited to see where she goes. Her versus Thunder Rosa will be a banger of a match. So
at Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door.
If Thunder sells, right?
I think she'll sell for Tony.
I mean, she should. Tony Storm.
What do you got, Katie?
It's like a swallow, but it's also spit. We like briefly brought him up. Brock. More so because there was so much time left after that match. I didn't know who the fuck was gonna show up. Yeah. Brock's music hit and my jaw dropped. I'm so sick of popping for fucking Brock Lesnar. I'm sick of this shit.
It was like 10 minutes left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. About that.
It was like 8-ish minutes or some shit. But goddamn, Cowboy Brock. I wasn't expecting it. But again, when we talked about everything with Roman's challengers and everything, that's why it's kind of both.
I'm with you on that. I'll swallow that as well. My next one is Max Dupree wanting to titillate the juices of my guilty pleasures, not being happy with the lighting to adequately titillate the juices for our guilty pleasures. I don't know what's going on, why they didn't debut these guys, if it got cut for time or whatever. I heard that the new CEO was in the back cleaning house, so maybe Mace got cut and whatever they're doing. I have no idea. We'll find out. But I am excited and swallowing the idea of having my juices titillated by Max Dupree in the future with proper lighting.
Baby.
I mean, it's fair.
Yeah, I dig it.
My last one, since you took Tony, the match between Mox and Dante Martin on Rampage. Hell of a match. Dante Martin is one of the best talent they have, and he's like 21, 22.
Yeah.
That kid is so goddamn talented, and it was a great showing for Mox, who's facing Tamagotchi at Forbidden Door for the interim title.
Tanahashi.
Hiroshi Tamagotchi. So
Mr. Roboto.
And William Regal's on commentary.
Yeah, that was great.
Love William Regal.
Who?
So
Regal. Yeah.
I just love the way he talks about everyone.
Can he do commentary and not Chris Jericho? Can we do that?
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
I forgot he did commentary for NXT early on. That's what I feel like I because I was sitting there like and like I don't remember what match he was covering, but it's like I feel like he's done commentary before because he's really good at it, or maybe he's just naturally good. But I was watching some old NXT and I'm like, no, he actually did commentary for NXT way back
before he was GM.
Yeah.
What about Mark Henry? It's time for the main event.
I wish they were doing more with Mark Henry.
Yeah, they need to do more with him.
Somebody's gonna get their what is it? S? No.
Someone's gonna get their ass kicked.
No, someone's gonna get their
ass kicked. Someone's gonna get their wig split. Yeah.
I thought it was wig split.
My last two swallows are Jade versus Willow Nightingale. It was a fun match on Dynamite, and then we also continued the feud with Athena, which I enjoy that they're actually building that women's mid-card division and utilizing their black female wrestlers, even though they're utilizing them all in one segment against each other in a group. At least they're utilizing them. And also daddy ass getting scissored.
Yeah.
I always enjoy a good scissoring on TV, as we talked about. So all about daddy ass getting scissored.
I love it. I swallow all that too.
Nick, what was your favorite show you watched this week?
Just in general, or
yeah, just in general.
Wrestling related.
No, wrestling related. Yes, wrestling related show.
Yeah, specify.
I would have to say AEW Dynamite. I mean, I think Dax and Will Ospreay, I think that's the match of the year for me. I think it was phenomenal. So I got Dynamite. As much as, the viewing and the ratings say 700,000, it was the match of the year for me.
Okay. Katie?
Dynamite.
Okay. Vince?
Dig it. I dig it.
I'm going to go with NXT. I enjoyed a little bit more of what happened in NXT.
And I'm going to go SmackDown because Riddle got smashed. And he's out of the title picture. He can never challenge for the championship as long as Roman is champion. And if that is the case, all hail the tribal chief forever.
Oh, my God.
So I'm going SmackDown as my favorite show this week. Nick, please tell everyone about the UW pod, where they can find it, plug your socials, all that good shit.
Absolutely. You can find us on Twitter at the UW pod and Instagram at UW podcast. We have TikTok. We have a fancy website, uwpod.com. A lot of fun, man. It's a year ago. I didn't think I was going to be here, and I'm glad I am here. So like I said earlier, I swallow all of you. I do.
The first time we've all been swallowed on a show.
It is the first time we've all been swallowed on the show.
I'm pretty impressive. I mean, ask my wife.
You're a generous guy.
Thank you. Seriously, it was a lot of fun, and can't wait for next time.
Hell yeah. Katie?
Yeah, I do have a podcast, even though it didn't happen on Thursday. You can follow me on Twitter at KatieWrestling13, the link tree in my bio to get all things She Late Showcase, twitch.tv/She Late Showcase. Typically, if I'm not on vacation, Thursdays, 6 p.m. Eastern. This upcoming Saturday, which I think this will already be out.
It should be, or maybe right after.
Saturday the 18th, 9 p.m. Eastern, because I'm coming home. YouTube, I always say go watch. It's way more entertaining. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, if you want to listen. She Showcase is the weekly recap me and my co-host do. Inside the Mind of is an interview series I do with people in the wrestling community. Matt's been on it. Vince has been on it. Nick, I'd love to have you on it. You seem like a great guy. We'll set that up for after I come back from Vegas, because that's in 2 weeks. I got a lot going on.
Las Vegas.
I have a lot happening right now. In the Crowd is a collab show I do. It's basically a game show now. Matt and Vince were on the last one. It's a fun time. And my co-host Savannah has a New Japan show called the New Japan Takeover. So if you like New Japan, I don't watch it, and you like listening about that stuff, go watch and listen to her be a host.
Daddy Delgado.
You can find me on all social media platforms, specifically Instagram and Twitter at SESVince. The link tree in my bio will take you everything Straight Talk, Spare to Swallow, and Creation World related. So go ahead and click the link there. Matt's probably going to bring it up, but go follow Creation World on YouTube. Go subscribe there. Try to get more subs there.
And as always, you can follow me. I'm at Ridders, MATTRIDDER on Twitter only. Twitter and Instagram, Smackin' Raw Pod. I run the Twitter. Vince runs the Instagram. Facebook.com/group/Smackin' Raw. Those are all of the places you can find Smackin' Raw. Creation World is the banner in which the Smackin' Raw podcast exists. You can find them at creationworld.com, on Twitter and Instagram at the Creation World, THECREATIA World, as well as Facebook.com/Creation World. There you will get Super Flash Hero of Tomorrow for as long as it exists. The returning hashtag Them Thrones when the Game of Thrones spinoff series starts. Dungeons After Dark, if we ever fucking do that. And also the episodes of Return to Wrestling that drop once a month, where Travis and I go back and watch all the shitty, terrible stuff that happened in early WCW and some of the good stuff now that the NWO has actually happened. So if you are interested in that, Starrcade should be coming out at the end of this month. World War III is available right now, so go check that stuff out. And if you subscribe to the Patreon, which you can find at Linktree for Creation World, you can go listen to the Starrcade episode now. So do that shit. The host of the UW pod, Nick, Daddy Delgado, and Miss Katie Kinsey Bay. I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and this has been the Smackin' Raw podcast, the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
There you go.